Being a gym bro is speed running to the bottom. It is the easiest way to lose these days. Having a slightly good physique, having your whole identity wrapped up in just the way you look, complete vanity, and this thing you only do for an hour or two a couple times a week is one of the worst investments you can make. And this isn't because fitness is bad. Fitness is the foundation of your success. It's one of the most important things. It's going to help you actually shift your identity and change your behaviors. However, if you don't learn to leverage your physique in the real world in other aspects, and your whole identity lies in something like your body that can be taken away from you very, very easily. One accident, one injury, one bad financial situation, and you have nothing left. Now what do? You have no other skills. You have no other traits. You have no other redeeming qualities. All you had was your physique, and now it's gone. That's why it's so important you do not be a gym bro. You need to learn that your physique is the foundation. It is the launch pad. It's something you utilize in everyday life to get more opportunities, be more confident, have more self-belief for more important things, a bigger purpose in life, your legacy as a man. And that's why so many gym bros feel lost and depressed. That's why you see all these, if you've ever seen short form content about the gym, it's always depressing. It's always these weird little TikTok sounds. Guys talk about how lonely they are and how they like to wear hoodies in the gym and be all sad and shit. It's because they have nothing else going for them. And the truth is the gym, getting jacked, building a good physique isn't that difficult. It does not take up a lot of brain power or thinking. Most of the guys I know that have good physiques don't even give it a shit. They eat good food because that's just the standard they hold themselves to. They eat whole foods. They know how to count their calories because they stuck to it for 3 to 6 months. And they go to the gym and they just train really hard. They don't get all science-based and anal about every single exercise they're doing. It's just a part of their existence. It's part of their standards and habits. And then once they've built that physique, they go, okay, well now it's time to take all this discipline, delayed gratification, all the problem solving I used in building this physique and apply it elsewhere to build more wealth, build a sovereign life, live a life that I actually enjoy on a daily basis. Be more confident in all realms. I'm not talking about just dating. I mean just walking into a room. See, the thing is, right? Being so obsessed with your training and just the gym, no one actually cares. Nobody cares. Women will find you more attractive at first, but when they talk to you and realize you have no personality, you have no charisma, you can't hold eye contact, and really you're just super insecure, they're going to be way less attracted to you. That's actually one of the worst things you can signal to a woman. Women want a man that can lead them throughout life, not a guy that's just obsessed with the gym and that's all he does and really has no drive for anything else. And the thing is, so many gym bros, I mean, if you hear stories of bodybuilders from back in the day before they turned pro, when they were still amateurs and coming up, they were often working dead-end jobs just to get by. They had really no other skill set. They had to go all in on bodybuilding, risk their health. They were unfulfilled, lost, depressed half the time until they became pro and started making a little bit of money. Obviously, it's a little bit different now because of online coaching and things like that, or fitness influencing, but the point is you need to build your identity. You need to actually become someone out of the gym. It doesn't take a lot of time, and the gym is nothing. You need to become a jacked Renaissance man. You could so easily, with all the other time in the day, start an online business, learn a new language, get into sales so you can become more confident, look people in the eyes and speak with conviction, learn how to sell yourself, because in every interaction, every single day, you're just selling yourself. That's all you're doing. Winning over people. And it's not even something you do consciously. You do this by developing character. To build a good physique, you don't need to just be the guy who stays in his hometown, goes to the same gym for 20, 30 years. And the thing is your physique is a diminishing asset, a depreciating asset, I apologize. In reality, yeah, when you're 20, 30, great. But by the time you're 35, 40, things start to decline. It's not something you should avoid. You should absolutely get jacked. You should have a fantastic physique. You should try to become the highest potential version of yourself in the physical realm. But you should also have layers on top of that. You should build a little bit of muscle, stay lean, learn a martial art. Number one, that's going to kill the ego you built inside the gym. Once you start sparring, start getting punched in the face and realize that muscle's not really going to do anything. You should learn high value skills that you can actually leverage to make more money, build a life you actually enjoy. So instead of going to the gym in your hometown where it's cold half the year, you can live in a tropical country. But I had this realization probably about 8 years into training because I put so many chips in my physique. I was lucky that I had exposure to other things in life, and I was in a position where my dad always drilled it into me, like, you have to build skills and actually become successful, or else your life is going to be shit. And the way he taught me this was he used to have a bricklaying company. And when I was 13, he'd make me labor for 12 hours a day because it was his company. He had to stay on site. Not a big company like sole proprietor. Stay on site for 12 hours carrying buckets of mud. And then the architect would come up in a BMW or Mercedes. I can't remember what he drove, but he said, I'm making you do this now so you end up like him and you don't end up like me. But having that shift is so important. You need to realize this as soon as possible. Because one thing I've realized is like, if you just have all your identity in your physique, it's all just vanity. It can go so easily. You need to build skills. You need to build layers to your personality. And that's why I'm always talking about the jacked Renaissance man, because this is the best shift that ever happened to me. And once you start caring about your physique less, you start making more progress. It's crazy how it works. You stop being so anal, you go to the gym, you do what you like, and when you do what you like, you train harder. You're more relaxed with your food. You have better experiences outside the gym. You're actually present. You're not thinking, oh, how many calories is this? Oh, am I going to look bloated tomorrow? No, you don't give a shit. Because you realize on a macro scale, none of it fucking matters. Gym bros are always going to lose in the real world. In the gym, yeah, they're going to be top dog, but it's something you do for an hour or two a day. Who cares? You want to excel in every single area of life, and caring about the gym less will make you more progress. It is imperative that you find a bigger purpose than just the gym. That's why your favorite bodybuilder, Arnold, the most charismatic one, he moved on to bigger and better things. He did the bodybuilding for a while and said, okay, I'm going to become a movie star. Okay, now I'm going to become governor. Because he always set goals beyond where he was at. He had an identity and character beyond the gym. The gym is something you leverage. It is the first step of foundation for building confidence as a guy. And it's important to have muscle and be lean and look good and feel good about yourself. But it shouldn't be all you have. If it's all you have, you're always going to lose. And I see it so often. Use the skills, discipline, delayed gratification, the confidence, the self-belief you have, and a little bit of that ego and arrogance you have from the gym, and start putting yourself in more uncomfortable situations. Just like when you first started going to the gym, you felt uncomfortable, you didn't know the environment. Start doing that elsewhere. Fight gyms, business. Start putting yourself in the deep end and figuring things out, and your life will be 10 times better. Fellas, do not get stuck in the gym bro trap. Become multi-dimensional, become a jacked Renaissance man. Level your character up in all realms of life, and you'll realize how easy life is.